Now, the second operations of set is what we call as intersection of sets. Intersection. So, do you have any idea what is intersection? Intersect. Okay. Now, to let you understand, focus on this video. Okay. The intersection of set A and set B written A intersection B is the set containing the elements that are both A and B. So there is another word. The word is, what is the word? And. So when we talk about union, what is the word which denotes union? What is the word? Denotes union. That's the word or. In intersection, what is the word which denotes intersection? That is, what is that? And. That's the signal for intersection, and. Now, what is the symbol of intersection of set? That is the symbol of the intersection of sets. Now, I will give you more examples for this. Don't you worry. So it is the common elements of the given sets. Common elements. So just like in reality, just like an ancestral house. What is an ancestral house? It's a common to both brethren. Common. Many. Many had own it. That's common. Okay. So don't you worry. I prepared a lot of examples for this. Okay, example. Still the same so that you can differentiate. Sandra's favorite fruits and Marco's favorite fruits. So it was listed also here in set A, the grapes, apple, and melon, and Marco's favorite fruits, grapes, apple, and guava. Now, let me ask you, what are the fruits in which they are common? What are the fruits in their what are the fruits in which they are common? Sandra and Marco, what are the fruits that they are common? Just have grapes. Sandra likes grapes. How about Marco? Does he like grapes also? Yes. So the fruits in which they are in common are, let's have grapes. Second is apple. Is there any fruits you had seen in which they are common? Okay, there are how many of them? There are only two. We have grapes and apple. So, when we are talking about intersection, we're also asking what fruits they like both. So that is intersection. What fruits they like both? So that's a question for intersection. Or what are the fruits in which they are in common? Okay. So on these common fruits from Sandra and Marco, like, so these are actually the question of intersection. That's set A intersection set B. Now the answer is a set whose elements are grapes and apple. So are you confused still what is intersection? So let's differentiate between intersection and union of sets. Now for the union of sets, we are to write down the common elements like Sandra's favorite fruits and Marco's favorite fruits. How to answer it for the intersection? We will write down only the fruits in which they are in common. So the fruits in which they are in common are grapes and apple. Likewise, in the union of sets, if we are to find out the union of sets, we are to write down all of the fruits it's in which they both like all of the fruits, but we are not going to write it all. Oh no, we are not going to write it repeatedly. We are not going to write it repeatedly. Okay? So again, when you are to write down the intersection of sets, all you have to do is to write down only the common elements. And for the union of sets, write down all of the elements, but do not write it repeatedly. Write it once. So, example number 2. Okay, still the same examples on our previous examples. Still the same. We have valuable players, basketball players. Now, set V whose elements are Rex, Mar, Lin, and Bob, and set B whose elements are Rex, Mar, Jan, Win, and Mel. So these are the basketball players and volleyball players. Let me ask you now, how are we going to answer if you are asked what is set V intersection set B? How are you going to answer? Now, to answer this, all you have to do is only to write down the common names on both set, the names which are in common on the two sets. Like set V, there's Rex. Is there any Rex on set B for basketball? Yes, there is. How about Mar? Is there any Mar for is there any Mar in basketball? There is also. So Rex and Mar. And who are the players in which listed in both game or sports? How many players are there? We have only two. We have Rex and Mar. So therefore, who are the players who play both volleyball and basketball? So we have players who play both volleyball and basketballs are, so actually this question is asking about the intersection of set V, intersection B, set B. The answer is Rex and Mar. Look at Rex and Mar. So when we are to answer intersection, all you have to do is to write only those common names on both set. Now let's differentiate now union of sets and intersection of sets. How are we going to answer intersection of sets and how are we going to answer union of sets? Again, in union of sets, to answer in union of sets, we have to write only the common elements. Union, no, intersection of sets, we will write only the common elements. Like Rex and Mar. Rex and Mar is in volleyball. Rex and Mar was also in basketball. So therefore, we will write only Rex and Mar because these names are listed in both games. We have to write only the common elements for intersection. How about union? Let's review how to answer about union. So union, we are to write all the names of the sets given, but we are not going to write repeatedly. So that's the technique. Do not write repeatedly. Okay. Now the other operations of set. Okay. How is intersection of sets in Venn diagram? Now, if you had uh, if you had re- how is intersection of sets in Venn diagram? If you had not forgotten how union of sets in Venn diagram, then you might made a difference or you could differentiate intersection of sets in Venn diagram and union of sets in Venn diagram. Now, how is intersections of sets in Venn diagram looks like? This okay. So there are two sets given. We have A and B. Now, the intersection of sets in Venn diagram is the color orange, the strong orange. That is the intersection of set A and set B. Now, if we are to review how a Venn diagram looks like in union of sets, let's review how a Venn diagram looks like in the union of sets. Okay, let's review. Okay, that's the union of sets in Venn diagram. Okay, that's it. Union of sets in Venn diagram. So the strong orange denotes, or the shaded strong orange denotes the union of sets. Union of set A and set B. And for the intersection, okay, okay. Can you see the difference now between intersection and union? So the union is the two circles. The strong orange is on the entire two circles. And for the intersection, it's only the overlapping part of the two circle. That's intersection.